baby.
In the episode of Madness, we have Keola here. Keola, how you doing today, man?
So I'm doing good.
Very
Just
good.
got back, spending time with my family.
Spending time with your family.
Sir.
Was there any special occasion that was going on?
We're just having a family meeting. We're just talking about future plans. With my older brothers, and to see what God has in store for us.
Definitely. I noticed mostly Polynesians, you guys are like a lot of family oriented.
Oh yeah.
You guys stay close together. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, when I was my upbringing, my parents, they would teach me three main things, basically. First thing is honor God. Second thing is keep the family close. And the third is to work hard for what you want.
So would you say, I know coming from would you say Samoa is like a third world country too? Would you classify it? Is it Tonga, right? You're from Tonga?
Yeah, I'm
right?
from Tonga.
Okay.
I would say.
Don't beat me up later now. Don't find me a kick.
Yeah. I know people get confused with Samoans, Tongans, Hawaiians.
Tell us how do we differentiate Tongans and Samoans?
What's the differences?
Yes.
Well, the culture, there's a little bit of differences there. Same with the language, but really we all came from the same place. It's just the first king of Tonga was Samoan. But then I think way back when, like our ancestors, I think Tonga invaded Samoa for a time, and then Samoa fought back and took back the islands. But yeah, we're very close but different. At the end is we're all one. We all come from the same region. We all share similarities.
Did you grow up in Anchorage or you grew up in Tonga?
I grew up in Anchorage, born and raised.
Born and raised in Anchorage. You ever been to Tonga?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
It's reasons because it's really expensive to go down there. So if there's like a family funeral or something important, my mom usually takes the trip to go down there just to represent us.
What are some of the things you would say you guys' parents do to keep you guys in tune with the culture?
Take us to church, because we have like a Tongan service, and usually during the church we have Tongan functions. We learn Tongan dances and singing as well, and that's where we pick up our language too. It's from my parents, and some other stuff too. Like we have poly club in high school. That brings us closer, especially with our peers in school. That are Polynesians. We share the same thing.
Definitely. Because I always see, when I see Polynesians, I always see them listening to reggae music, all get together. It's mostly family oriented.
Yeah, family oriented. Plus, our peoples were really laid back and we're chill. Unless you press the wrong button and we can go off. But mainly, like the majority of all of us, we just chill. Sometimes, most of the time, we go with the flow.
Why would you say that you guys because I see when I go out mostly, I see you guys wear your cultural outfit and it's mostly represented even in America. How do you guys maintain the still culture, knowing that in America there might be a difference of people, or people might look at you and judge you a certain way?
Man, the thing about my people is we're very proud of where we come from, because we come from a small island. And the reason why we come here to the mainland, to either America, New Zealand, Australia, or wherever else, is to have a better future for the next generation. My grandfather, he came from Tonga, went up to Hawaii, and he started working 3 jobs, or more than that, living on the streets. And he was able to bring, my dad and my dad's 8 siblings up from the islands to Hawaii, and just so he can have a better future for his kids. And then just from there, my parents and my uncles and auntie moved to Texas. One of them is in Boston. I'm over here in Alaska, and I'm here living my dreams. And if my grandfather didn't take that step to go to Hawaii, I'll probably still be in Tonga, or probably won't even be existing. But yeah, it's just that pride, you know, and very, very proud of where we come from and what we represent. So really, we don't really care what other people think about our culture, you know, if they laugh at us and this and that, because they don't understand the struggles that my ancestors, or those who came before me, had to go through to get to where we're at. Because comparing my life to, you know, my dad's, my grandfather's, I'm living an easy life. You know, I'm able to do what I'm able to do because of it.
Definitely, I can relate to that too. Because coming from an African background, we see the same way too. Because my mom also came here just to deliver me. A lot of people don't know I was actually born here in Anchorage. So they came just to deliver me and go back. Most foreigners do that because to give their children the opportunity to go further in life and get to. And it's also a good experience if you ask me, because you get to get both sides of different worlds.
Yeah.
So growing up here in Anchorage, what are some of the stuff you gravitated towards your early ages? What are some of the activities you was doing?
Football. Yeah, 'cause you know it's college, man. We love to play football, mainly football, basketball, or rugby. But, you know, my first dream was wanting to be in the NFL, because I looked up to my older brothers, and at the time they were in high school and I was still in elementary school, and just, you know, going to watch their football games, it really inspired me to, you know, take it to the next level for them. And then, long story short, I got injured, dislocated my shoulder, and, you know, I didn't know what I really wanted to do after that until I went to college. And that's when I started, you know, taking on this music thing. And but music has always been a part of my life growing up. Like I said, it started from church. My mom was a choir director when I was a kid, so she would bring me and my younger brother along during choir practice a lot. And you know, at the time, my mom was working 2 jobs. She worked at FedEx, and she was cleaning other people's houses and the church and office. She would bring us along. And you know, my brothers and my father, they're very, very musically talented. You know, that's where I picked up the guitar, was from my family. Yeah, music's always been a part of my life.
So you say early age, you would say you started singing in church?
Yeah, started singing in church.
Give us. Do you remember your first time singing in the church?
I don't remember the first time, but I can tell you what it's, you know, the Tongan church is like. We don't use any instruments or anything like that. We sing a cappella. And there's this event called Whakamed, which is where the kids, they come up in front of the church and they sing Bible songs and in our own language, and speak a Bible verse in Tongan. And that's how I was able to pick up being able to harmonize easily and have an ear for music, is because I was able to, you know, sing these different parts of a hymn. So yeah, it's a cappella. That's how I picked up singing.
So was the singing done in like a group form? Like
yeah.
Everybody participates?
Yeah, everybody
like
sings. Yeah, and if the guys, if they can't sing, they usually sing bass. Everybody sing, yeah.
So give me a little, how was you finding out that you was good at singing? When would you say you found that out?
Ah, man. I would say 7 to 6 years old. Yeah, because I remember as a kid, I was just singing my heart out with the church during Sundays. Yeah, there was a time when I was with the other kids and we were singing, and then the Sunday school teachers told me to shut up because I was singing too loud or something. I don't know. Well, not shut up, but be quiet.
So that was in school?
That was like Sunday school. Yeah.
So give me one experience in your early beginnings of music that that made you feel happy or proud about yourself, that made you want to keep going, like, this is something I could do? Give me
Yeah.
one moment that you can remember.
It's my first time at Raw Beach Studio. I had a friend of mine from Soldana. He's a producer, and he introduced me to Raw Beats. I think Raw Beats just got off work, and we met up over there at his studio. And I think he was in a rush or something. When I first got inside, I was like amazed, because this is my first time in a real professional studio. So I was like, felt like a little kid again. And Raw was like, getting the computer set up and everything. And he asked me, like, can you sing? And I'm in the back on the couch. I'm like, yeah, I can sing. And yes, again, can you really sing? Like, can you sing? I was like, yeah, I can sing. And he played the beat that I gave him, and I started singing, and he was feeling it, and and after that I got into the booth, and the lights were off. I had the headphones, and man, it was just a great feeling. I don't think I'll ever get that feeling again, because it was my first time, and where I'm at right now, I'm already knowing what to expect. But that's the first time in a real studio. It was.
What did you say that gave you that motivation to
gave
keep
me the
going
motivation? Even especially hearing myself after the work is done. That's one of my favorite things about making music is, you write your songs, and then you record it, and then you hear it, bring it to life. After that, just hearing yourself on that beat, making music, and you just vibing with it. That's my favorite thing about making music.
What's your purpose in this music?
Purpose. I wanna inspire the next generation. I wanna show them that you can chase after your dreams. You can do what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you anything less. And just add something to the world too. Bringing that positivity. Because where the world is heading right now is going to crap. So, we all need some positivity in our lives, and I think music is the biggest thing to get to someone's heart, get to someone's ears, and can change someone's life with your songs, with your music. You can influence them with your music.
If someone would be listening to your music, what would you say? What type of message would they get from it, or what type of vibe? Because I believe in music, we listen to different sounds. Like when you're happy, you want to listen to turned up music. When you're hype, you want to listen to race music. When you're sad, you listen to kind of slower music. Tell us, for a listener, what do you think the normal listener gets from your music?
Positive vibes, positive vibes when it comes to like my R&B songs, and I got little gospel hip hop songs too, and that's more of like more of the struggle of what you go through when you're trying to honor God but live in this world, and there's a lot of distractions. That's just me, like steadying up the fast, just good vibes and good message.
Knowing that nowadays in this world that we live in, mostly violent, musics with violence is the one that tend to sell out more.
Yeah.
How do you tend to stay calm and just stay in route with doing songs that are like for love and to keep motivation? How do you go around that?
Man, it's just being true to who I am. That's how I was brought up. I was brought up to love one another. I'm coming from a family-orientated culture, and my mom too, because my mom would get at me if she hears me cuss on a song or something. So, and me being where I'm at with my music, I'm also representing my family too and my people, and that's a big responsibility that I have on my shoulders, because if I make a wrong move or do something not smart, then that affects them, not only me. So I just gotta be not careful, but just smart, and I'll be on my toes and be alert and pay attention to what's going on around me.
Would you say coming from a good family affects the way that you would be fully creative from? Because knowing that you're from a good family, you cannot do certain stuff. Because me myself, coming from the family I was coming from, when I started music, I could not show certain videos that I was doing to my parents.
Yeah.
Would you say that limits the way you would be fully creative on?
Yeah, I would say so. But just because I come from a good family doesn't mean I'm good, I was going through this phase where I was just doing a lot of dumb stuff, and that's part of growing up. It's just, you gotta make mistakes so you know that not to do it again. And just like touching the fire, you gotta touch the fire to know that it's hot, right? But can you repeat the question?
You like what I was asking, like coming from a good family, sometimes you cannot do everything that you want to do. Like you would see your friends, like I would have friends, they would be able to do certain stuff and get away with it that I couldn't do, or say certain stuff in my music that I could not say. Would you say that limits the way you get creative?
No, I don't think so. No, I just see it as a line not to cross. There's a lot of ways to be creative, and I don't, as long as you're being true to yourself, me, I don't see it that I need to, cuss in my music. I don't see that I need to have all sorts of stuff that's not necessary, because I'm real big on being original, being who you are, and show that in your music, show that, to be yourself when you're with other people. But yeah, I don't see it as it limiting my creativity, but more of enhancing it, because I gotta, find other ways to make my music.
Do you fear failure in music?
Nah. I don't feel failure. If I, when I do take an L, I just, I let it affect me. I feel it first. I try not to ignore it, because if I do let it ignore it, it's gonna keep nagging at me. So I feel it first, and then I accept it for what it is, and I find solutions of what to do next, or what I can do better.
Give me a time in music form. It could be any time that you did an experience that you felt like you didn't execute very well, and what did you do to overcome that experience?
I would say Rob Beach and I were starting on getting a band together, and at that, it was like my first summer of doing music. We started doing these shows, and I would say I lost myself in a way, because I got into that nightlife, drinking, smoking, being with these other women, and I started becoming not who I was supposed to be, who God made me to be, and I lost some friends on the way, or it wasn't the same. My friendships that I had with these people weren't the same because of me becoming who I wasn't. And I would say that was a failure on my part. But what did I do is I had to find God again. I had to bring myself back to the light, and I had to, just keep it in simple terms. I had to get my head out of my ass and get on it. Get on my passion, my purpose.
How does religion help you in your daily life?
Having that confidence that, everything was gonna be okay. Or if something bad happens, in my life, if I was going through a struggle, I believe that it happens for a reason. I believe that God is just teaching me something. God just showing me something that I can't see for myself. And also makes me feel just confident and hopeful. Yeah.
Keep you sane.
Yeah, same. And helps have good morals too.
That's good because growing up in a religious space too is just knowing the fear that God wouldn't want you to do certain things, knowing that would give you like saint and not do certain stuff. That's why I like to ask questions like this to get to know the people more and more.
Yeah, I know, and it's hard, it's hard to keep the faith and do secular music at the same time. Before I started doing this, I prayed to God, like, God, is this what you want me to do? And if this isn't, then just close these doors. But ever since I started doing it, more doors kept opening. So I feel like this is what God wants me to do. He trusts me with this, what I have and what I'm doing. So, as long as I'm do what I'm supposed to do here on earth, I feel like I'll be alright.
That's good. When would you say you started taking music serious?
Let's see. It's when I was in college. Yeah, I was going to Alaska Christian College in Stockton, and my homeboy, he had a little setup. He had his laptop, and I forgot what mic it was, but it was cheap. And we was just freestyling, singing and rapping and doing our thing. And that's when I felt like we should give this a try, And then I think a year later, I met up with Raw Beats, and it took off from there.
Okay, let's start it. How did your relationship with Bad Agenda came about?
Oh man, so I released this song called "Coming Home." It's on my SoundCloud, and Bad Agenda hit me up on Instagram, telling me that was giving me encouraging words, this and that, and I thought it was Tay. I thought it was Tay Tarantino, because the thing with Tay Tarantino, the first time I heard of him was when he released the "To Live and Die in AK" song.
Good song.
And I think I was a senior at the time. I saw it on Facebook. I was like, oh damn. And that's how I heard of Bad Agenda. So I was like, kind of freaking out. Like, yeah, this is Bad Agenda hitting me up. What? And it turns out, Bad Agenda is run by my older cousin, Bosco. And it's crazy because I didn't know Bosco was working with Raw Beats too. So, to me, that's like, man, it's all falling into place, I'm rocking with Raw Beats, and then knowing that my older cousin Bosco is with Raw Beats, Bad Agenda, Tay Tarantino. I think it's meant to be. Yeah.
What would you say since you started working with them? What is some experiences that you have seen and improved in your music that you didn't see in the beginning?
I would say, Bad Agenda really helps me on putting my music out there. Plus Bosco and Raw Beats, they're my mentors. They put me on game. They tell me the do's and don'ts. At the end of the day, it's up to me to make that decision. But they're more of like guiding me to where I want to go and how far I want to take it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There were some choices that I made that they didn't like. They had to put me back on track. But it was mentoring me and helping me put my music out there.
I know how is it being in a group, knowing that there's different artists that are involved in the sound? How is it that coping with those artists and then staying to your own style of music, knowing that it's different categories of music involved in that?
I say we're just all in our different lanes, and I think that's a good thing because, Tay got his lane, I got my lane, and, we're not competing against each other, we're just helping each other build up. That's what Bad Agenda is about. We're helping to build each other up. Whoever comes on after me, you know, because we're all in this for one purpose, and that's to win, that's to be successful and to reach our dreams.
What would you say is some of the tips you would give to people that are in groups that you would tell them to do that would help people work together very well? What do you think is some stuff that are necessary?
You gotta be on the same page. You know, you gotta don't hold back. Communicate your wants and needs, and then to those guys, to whoever's in the group. It's like having a band. You know, keeping a band together is not easy. You know, I have a band backing me up, and there's some times where it's not easy as well when it comes to communicating. But communication is real key, and as long as you guys have the same end goal, you guys can go. You can go places. You can take it far.
Definitely. No, that's definitely right. Working together, because unity and being together makes the drill and everything goes very much smoothly. And lately, I noticed you've been performing a lot. I've seen you on tape, done a couple of shows, and you also do festivals a lot. Give us some experiences of how that goes.
Man, it's cool. I feel like I'm a natural when it comes to performing. It all takes me back to church. You know, just do that a lot. Being in front of a congregation and all. But it's a great feeling. You know, once I start singing on the mic, everything else shuts off, and I'm just vibing out with the crowd. You know, seeing. I like to look at them. You know, I like to look at the people and see what the mood's like, and just smile and just enjoy my time being performing. And so it's only like right when I'm about to sing, right when we're getting up the stage, that's the only time I get nervous. And once I start singing, it's like it's over with. I'm not. The jitters are out. But it's definitely a great feeling just to perform in front of other people, because it's me living my dream.
How do you think people receive your music after performing and hearing them overall?
I get a lot of positive feedback. You know, a lot of people, you know, they come to me, give me props, you know, this and that. Yeah, it's mainly positive, positive feedback for sure.
Who are some of your favorite? Give me your 3 favorite artists. Local artists.
Local artists.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Good one.
3 favorites and why? And each of them I want something specific why you will say that this is why.
You know, I'm gonna start saying 907 Jerry's. That's my Uso right there. You know, and I say why, because he has a powerful voice, he has a powerful message, and he doesn't beat around the bush, and he says what's on his mind, and I respect him the most for that. You know, I'm waiting for him to drop some more music, but when the time comes, 907 Jerry's, you can look him up on Instagram or on SoundCloud, but he's definitely a dope rapper, street poetic rapper right there. Second one, let's see. I gotta say King Cool. King Cool, he's dope. You know, when I made the It's You song, he came after I got done recording, because he had a session right after mine, and after he got done listening to my part, he asked me if he could hop on. I was like, hell yeah, you can hop on, right? And then he got in the booth and he started freestyling his verse. I was like, what the heck? Going line after line. And I was impressed, because for me, with my writing process, I gotta write my stuff down and then be able to record it. And but to see him, put his verse on there on the spot, it was pretty cool to see. So King Cool is very talented too. He has a lot of melodic flows, and his raps can be too much for me, but it's dope. The third one, I want to say 907 Tunes. Yeah, that's my dope right there, man. So we grew up together. I remember seeing him in high school. He's a little bit older than me, but I remember at the end of school or during the library, we used to go on GarageBand and start making beats. You know, just to see him, how far he's come, and it's really dope. Same thing, you know, rap scene, a lot of melodic flows. And he's making moves. I think he moved down to Utah, but he's from here, so I call him local. Yeah.
What are some of the sounds you've been working on lately that you would say that you've been doing new? That's not probably something you was doing when you started. What kind of music should people expect from you?
What music they expect from me?
Yeah, like what? Like, you know, when you start doing music, it's not everything you gravitate towards. Like, for example, when I started, I was mostly rapping. But now I'm mostly doing Afro sounds.
Just singing, you know. Yeah, just singing. I'm a singer. You know. I can try to rap, but that's not me, you know. But, just singing.
Singing mostly.
More like, you know, R&B, with a twist of reggae. And if it comes to a hip hop beat, I'll sing right on it. Sing a hook.
Just tailor your style to every type.
Yeah, just tailor my style. That fits to the beat.
Is there any projects that you are working on lately that you should expect from you?
Yeah, I got a song coming out soon. I don't got a date yet, but it's featuring Tate Tarantino. So it's a dope song. It's called Out of Time. And this song is it's not reggae or R&B. It's more of like a hip hop. But it's just me, you know. As I was writing this song, I was just thinking about you know, what Anchorage is like, you know, and you know, the crimes that's going on, and you know, the struggles that, you know, you see homeless people on the streets, right? And yeah, it's just about that from what I see from my view as I'm driving to work, you know, or driving wherever else. When I'm out on the streets, I'm seeing all the struggles that's going on. Yeah, it's just about me writing, putting myself in, you know, other people's shoes, the best that I can do.
Would you say when you write music, you write it to your life story, or do you also write it to other people in your surrounding?
A little bit of both, yeah. My dad told me it's called soliloquy. You know, it's just writing other people's perspectives. He told me that I got a talent for that. And yeah, I'd say a little bit of both. There's some songs out there that I released that's about other people too, but I put it in a different perspective or in my own way. But it's just more of them inspiring me to write a story about it.
Who would you say your music appeals to the most?
Polynesian people, yeah, I would say so, because you know, where I come from, you know, my peoples, we're really big supporters of each other. When we see someone winning, you know, it's from our family, or you know, it was just Tongan or Samoan, Anchorage, Polynesian, you know, Melanesian. You know, we support them. We got their backs because, like I said, it comes from our humble beginnings, being proud of who we are, coming from a small island. You know, seeing us doing big things like what Tanel was doing at the singing contest. I forgot the show's name, but and Snoop Dogg. That's a very, very big thing for our people to see someone like Tanel coming from where we come from, seeing her being on the main live TV, national. You know, it's very big.
And I noticed some of you guys is artists from different parts of the world come over here, and you get to open up for them. What are some of those experiences like mingling with those artists?
Oh man, I want to talk about last summer. I opened up for Tanel, Anohea, and Kush County, and it was at Coots, and man, it was crazy. You know, meeting Tanel. She's really cool, down to earth, and Kush County. Auna Hea too. As far as experiences, gosh, it's a dream come true. Sometimes you can't believe it. Especially when I went up to Fairbanks, opening up for the Wailers, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now that was the best time I ever had so far. Just growing up listening to Bob Marley's music, and then you finally get to see them live. It's like it's a dream that I never thought it'd be possible. Especially opening up for it's dope just seeing people you listen to growing up and actually getting to talk to them and meeting them.
How living there? How did you feel? Because I remember when I first opened up for like even Cali Bots, and that's somebody that I sit back home and listen to. My big brothers listen to while they're smoking on the sides, and I would never think I would be around those like experiences like that. I live like, wow, like it opens a whole nother mindset of yourself. Tell us a little bit about how does that motivate you, and what was you going through at that moment?
How does it motivate me? It just tells me that I'm doing something right. I'm heading to the right direction. Opening up for these big names. It's just telling me, hey, don't stop. If you stop now, then all that you've done to get to where you're at means nothing. So that alone just motivates me to keep going, because sky's the limit, and you can only get better in this music thing. The more you work on your craft, the better you'll get. I don't think you'll get worse at it if you keep improving.
And you want it, I got it. You need it, I got it. Come and get this loving, baby. And you want it, I got it. You need it, I got it. Come and get this loving, baby.